the shit going on.
Hold on, everybody.
I know.
Was the wind? Is the snow coming back?
Well, yeah, Corey said it's going to pick up. Heavy snow is forecast
Yeah.
to pick up again.
Interesting. I'm getting different things depending on the channel. Like the one's like it's going up to the high 30s, and the other person's like, no, it's gonna stay super cold.
No, it's definitely the highest it's gonna get is 30 today.
Well, that's fun. All right, so we're back, and it's an exciting Sunday, and we had to cancel our pack walk because of the ridiculous snow that we're seeing right now. We didn't want our peeps to come out or try to make it, but we did get down to the river in East Falls, so that was fun. It's all looking the Schuylkills, like getting frozen.
Yeah.
And it's super, super cold. My phone just died, like because it was 11 degrees in the morning. And then just being by the river, the air that was blowing off was so cold. Like just holding my phone, I was like, oh my God, this hurts. And my hands were like burning, and then my phone just shut down because it was just like, yeah, I'm not doing this, lady. 45 seconds, and it was like, nope.
Hopefully, Danny's phone lasts, in case there's an emergency.
Oh yeah,
Which,
sure.
if you guys hear any beeps today,
Mhm.
that's why, is I'm keeping my phone
Please do. Yeah.
volume up,
Yeah,
in case there's an emergency.
definitely.
Um, yeah, so I sent the boy and Danny to go out and go sledding.
That's it.
Um,
Is this good sledding weather though?
yeah, it's plenty of fucking snow.
Well, I hope they enjoy themselves. I hope they have a good time.
I'm
Um,
sure they will.
we also had an interesting email. So what are you gonna say? You were looking like you were gonna jump in.
No, go ahead.
We had an email today. Oh, right. I'm wondering why that I feel this burning sensation, and it's because I have these hand warmers I stuffed in my pocket.
The
And
amazing
I'm
hand
like,
warmers.
oh my God, am I bleeding? Like I just feel this little pocket of hot, and I panicked. All right, so we had we emailed a woman we know. She's the founder of the Lest We Forget Slavery Museum
Yes.
here. So I obviously, when the National Park Service was ripping down those panels at the president's house display because DEI or whatever, I don't know, and you don't want the country to look bad or something. I was furious and all these feelings and stuff, so I had to reach out to her, and she confirmed that that the pictures of the shackles that were on that image in the National Park Service were actually her. It's from her collection. So she was, it felt very personal to her as well. So we're gonna kind of catch up. I didn't want to print anything um without checking with her first, because I mean, I don't know how, does she feel like be any attention right now to her organization when, if they were going to take down panels at Independence Hall, maybe they're going to cut her funding or do whatever they can do to get her out of historic. I don't know. So I checked in with her, but she's more resolute than ever. So that was
Well,
really
that
inspiring.
that is inspiring, and that is one little bright spot
Yeah. Right.
um in the world today.
A little bit. She says there's been a small but noticeable uptick in people that were following up with her museum. So hopefully people are not as horrible as they seem to be. Although I think that's really why we're here, as to how horrible people are.
Well, before we get into that, let's celebrate my almost 50 years on this earth.
Yay! Is this your
Yesterday
birthday?
was
Yesterday.
yesterday was my birthday. I
Happy
turned
birthday.
47.
47. Look at you.
Also, while some like the very personal aspects of the day were wonderful and great, it was obviously shadowed and diminished, by the horrors that we all have seen
Are in.
since.
And the lying and the
And
ridiculous
the lying and the absolute, like,
of our government.
bold face, obvious,
Complete.
like,
The state is asking you to just deny the evidence of your eyes and your ears and everything. This is their
Amazing.
directive
this is
right now.
that is literally the warning of 1984,
It
and
is.
like,
It's happening right now. There it is.
yeah,
They're
right
literally
now.
going like, nope, you didn't see that. We're like, I think we did from many angles. Nope. Nope, he didn't. Oh, it accidentally went off. No, it didn't.
No, it didn't.
No, it didn't. That guy, the guy that took the thing was not the guy that shot. That was they did.
No, and he didn't do it 10. That guy didn't do it 10 times.
Yeah, exactly, that too. And it was there's no doubt every angle, the guy just did nothing but try to help a woman up after she was shoved where we should not be shoved. They were not obstructing, they were merely documenting. I mean, that could have been any one of us, Corey. That absolutely could have been
Literally.
any one of us.
Yeah.
Literally.
Literally, that's the kind of stuff that I'm telling people to do. That's the kind of stuff that I'm like,
That's the kind of stuff that we do.
That's what we do. But every citizen journalists, everybody needs to be photographing this. Everybody needs to be witnessing, and they're trying to make it so there are no witnesses. Like literally, like they do in the mob. Like there are no witness. Dead men tell no tales.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: is it's literally we are in currently a constitutional crisis.
Oh, yes.
We're like well within it.
Well,
like
within right now, it is the mask is entirely off. It is we're in it right now.
like all of the protections that Americans believed that we had, whether you disagreed with the government, whether you're MAGA, whether you're, pro Pally, whether you're Jewish, like it doesn't matter. If you thought you were protected in this country, I think you got to understand right now that you are not
Right.
being
Right.
protected in this country.
Right.
And here's the thing: our states, our cities, our police in the city that are not ICE agents, you have an obligation right now to protect your citizens from a obviously out of control paramilitary organization that is in our towns.
Yep.
It is your job.
Yep.
It's not. It's our job too to stand up. But you are the ones that have said from the beginning that you have a monopoly on violence, and you are not using that power to help the American people right now, to protect the American people from out of control slave catchers. I don't like the comparison to the Gestapo because it's not the same. It's similar. It's in the same family, but it's more slave catcher than Gestapo. The Gestapo were fucking trained.
Yeah.
These are
Actually, we thought brown shirts was probably a little bit also an appropriate one because they were just street thugs that were basically
Yes,
harnessed by the state.
that is a very good
Yeah.
analogy there. The reason why I say slave catchers though is because people need to see that this is a homegrown thing.
Yeah.
This isn't something that is far away. This isn't, the IRGC. This isn't, some foreign dictator. This isn't something that is not us. This is us.
Yeah.
And unless you don't, I mean, if you don't want it to be us, it's time to do something. It's time to step up. It's time to defend your communities.
Yeah. I was watching on some channels, and what they are saying, like, let's look at Minnesota, right? Walls can activate the National Guard, right? But however, also Trump can federalize them. Is that it? So if he's activated them, but he hasn't put them to use. If he starts putting them to, right, there's two stages. He got them ready, but he hasn't sent them out. And if he does, then that allows the president to say, well, I want to control them and federalize them. And what I'm reading is that it's time for Walls to get the commanders of the Minnesota National Guard and sit them down and give them that, like, hey, who are you going to believe? Like, who are you going to follow? And you have to make a decision as to what is the legal and what is the right thing to do here. And I think the right thing to do is protect Minnesotans
Yes.
over a government that's going crazy. But he needs to have that conversation with his commanders and let them know he's willing. If we activate you and you get federalized, they're going to tell you to arrest me and everybody. And that's what the conversation has to be. And they have to determine where they're going to be. And then we have to know where is our National Guard? Where is Pennsylvania's National Guard? Shapiro should probably do the same thing. Activate them and start having those conversations. Governors need to have conversations with their National Guardmen and let them know, let the commanders know, like, hey, this is, where do you stand, and
Which set of orders are you
which
gonna
set of
follow?
orders are you going to follow? Yes.
I totally agree.
Yep.
You know, and I think this is, in Philly we have a contingent. I don't know how large it is of Black Panthers
Yeah.
in the city. Guys, we need you.
Need everybody.
You know,
Everybody. It's crazy. I mean, they don't seem to be, I know they're in Philly, but they don't seem to be in Philly the way they're in Maine and Minnesota, where they're active.
no, they're
causing
they
so
they.
much
It
presence.
seems primarily they're in the Northeast, which I don't understand why.
Well, there's a lot of huge Middle Eastern neighborhoods there, so maybe they're trying to do that.
Is that what it is?
I don't know, but I know that
I always thought it was like the whitest part of the city, so like I
yeah,
don't
a lot of
really
those
know.
neighborhoods were full. That's where all the Middle Eastern markets are. We've learned that from our friend with the Friends Peace and
Your-
Sanctuary Journal.
your-
See, it's so far on the other side of the city for me. So.
It is though. The Northeast that's why we always call it like the Great Northeast, right? It was like, oh, okay, you guys are off on your own. We're not really a part of it. My cousins live there. I love them, but it's just funny. But yeah, so that's I think where we're at. And frankly, I would like to know how these conversations are going with the governors and the National Guards. I really think they should be saying something and letting us know. But maybe you're not supposed to say anything because you want it to be more of a surprise. Like I don't know, but and the other thing too, Corey, is like they can do anything to us. Like they can freeze our bank accounts. They can shut down our internet, right?
I mean, obviously, we've seen what they did in Iran. They can certainly do the same thing here.
Yes. So I'm trying to figure out what should be something that we should print that may help, because once it's printed, it can't be erased. So what should we be printing right now to make sure it gets documented before anything's wiped right?
Yeah, I agree.
Like it should be numbers. Is it information? Is it who we're supposed to call? Is it your rights? Is it
all of the above?
All the above, yeah.
All of the above?
Yeah.
Yep. I'm sure
But I mean, as far as rights,
Ooh.
oh, sorry, my screen went dark for a minute there. As far as rights, I mean, obviously, it doesn't matter at this juncture. Like rights seem to be void from top to bottom.
Yeah.
They're saying that they can come into your home without a legal warrant, because the warrant the shit that they're talking about, that's not a real warrant.
No.
That's some bullshit signed by another ICE agent. Like, it's not a real
No, it's like when you go
fucking thing.
you go like, hold on, let me talk to my manager. Steve,
Yeah.
are you my manager now? That's what that is, right?
Yeah. So there's that. Clearly, the Second Amendment no longer applies.
Oh.
Whether you're drawn or not, they're going to shoot you. Your First Amendment, none of it applies.
Right. Well, I think it's important too to know that it's good you brought up the Second Amendment. I think that's where we're seeing already. I don't know if you've noticed it, but there is like people that may have normally voted MAGA. Like the NRA came out and said this is bullshit. Like the people that believe in Second Amendment rights are rightfully freaking out right now because they saw a man legally carrying a weapon.
Yeah, he
He
was.
didn't have identification. You're not supposed to run around with your permit. They fought for make sure that you don't have to do that, right?
Yeah, he was legal in every conceivable way. He is like the model Second Amendment citizen that everybody on the right has always talked about.
Yep.
He was a fucking ICU nurse.
Yep.
I think he might have been a veteran.
He worked at he worked at Veterans Affairs.
Yeah, he worked at the veterans for a veterans hospital.
Yep.
Like, you know, the Renee Good was a mother. You know, I mean,
Right. Right.
and the way they are just so brazenly lying.
Lying. The lies. But
Like,
you know what? We let it go. They let them lie all the other time. So why should they think they don't have to lie? They have to tell the truth now.
you know, at least, you know, here's the thing about like the other administrations when they lied. Their lies were often believable and had like bits of truth in it. It was more stretching the truth than like, you know,
Well, the 2020 election was rigged. That's a total lie.
yeah, I agree.
J6 was violent. Wasn't violent, but J6 was a tourist event. That's a lie.
I agree. And it's like you said, you know, the final and most important commandment from Big Brother was, you know, to not believe your eyes and ears. You know, that you had to believe what Big Brother, dear leader,
Yep.
the Mango Mussolini, you know, Cheeto Furrier, or however you pronounce that, you know, says is true. And, you know, we have to
Do you think they're just going to start executing like Democrats for the hell of it now that everything's off now, and they know that they can't possibly acknowledge. I mean, we can still have elections, but they don't have to do anything about them, right? So they already know they're not going to do anything about them because they already know that they're going to be prosecuted if they ever lose power. So are they just going to start knocking people off?
It's entirely possible. It's not. It is a non-zero chance, as the physicist would say. The physicist and philosopher in me says that it is a non-zero chance.
Yeah. Well, I think at that point, then it just becomes a shooting war, and you get the Insurrection Act whether you want it or not. But I don't know how you control. Again, we control Afghanistan. We can control much smaller populations than we have here. If you've got people running around armed,
we couldn't control Afghanistan.
We could not control Afghanistan. Yeah, and much smaller populations. So you are going to have your hands way full trying to get the military to shoot up all the Democrats. And again, you're going to have people in the military who are like, no, I'm not following that order. So I think there's going to be some of them.
Some breakdowns.
So there's going to be some breakdowns. And I just, again, these guys.
It's gonna be very, very fucking ugly.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking. Yeah, it is. But like, you haven't even fathomed this level of ugly.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
I think the one thing that is in our favor, is that these guys are way fucking incompetent.
Oh God.
These are a bunch of rake steppers from beginning to end. They definitely have not ever really worked for anything. Trump has brought in the bare minimum, not even enough really to run the government. And now they're talking about, oh, we're going to get the Insurrection Act going, and the military is going to cover the whole country. He doesn't have the people to do it.
No.
He doesn't have any, because he doesn't trust anybody. And the people that are with him are bootlickers and are not fucking competent. So that to me stands in our favor. Again, it's going to be fucking ugly because these dicks have guns. But, you know, I think the main thing is you got to keep in mind that they do not have a sense of strategy. I don't think they have any sense of, you know, thinking things through. It seems a lot of impulsiveness, a lot of trying to get through shit and just get to the next news cycle. I think they're thinking it's a reality TV show. And when the guns come out and people start shooting, a lot of these guys are going to shit their pants.
I think that there is a level of intentionality. It's not maybe at the top. Mm-hmm. It's probably not at the top, but there is a level of intentionality, and I think this where I would like, you know, argue as evidence is the memo that about, you know, the being able to just go into people's homes without a judicial warrant.
Yeah.
There's that. There's the demands made by what's her name at the DOJ?
Bondi. Oh yeah, let me
Pam
get a hold
Bondi.
of your voter rolls. That's how we're going to do this. What?
Well, if you think about this, this ties in with what they were
Yeah.
demanding from UPenn.
They've demanded from everybody. Yeah, yeah, right.
You know, it's the handing
basically,
over.
I want to know identification.
Well, they did it with
Yeah, it's the
Pennsylvania, too. A
Yeah.
lot of couple of blue states they tried it too.
They tried all the states, and
Yeah.
many states haven't. But we're talking about when they
Oh,
wanted all the
UFP,
Jewish
ethnic
people at
Jewish
UFP.
names,
It's the same bullshit.
Yeah.
because the majority of Jews, you know, vote liberal, even if
Right, right. Mhm.
many of us are like, "What the fuck?" right now. You know, we historically have majority voted liberal.
Yep, yep,
You know,
yep.
so yeah, I mean, the courts have shown themselves to be utterly impotent at the moment.
Totally.
Actually, not. The courts have been ruling against them in many, many ways.
They have, but they haven't been able to enforce
That's the
those
problem.
rules.
Enforcement mechanism is
Yeah,
a problem.
yeah.
But that could have more standing if you're in the military and you're hearing that the courts are ruling these things illegal. Then you're like,
Right.
I'm hearing from
Right.
the judge that this is not legal, guys. And then you start thinking, am I going to be prosecuted after this shit is all over? If
But
this
it's
doesn't
going
go
to
the
be
way I
all
want
over
to?
eventually. It's
So
can't.
again, I agree with you. There is some intentionality, but my point is execution of that strategy, quote unquote.
Yeah, the execution is half-handed.
I
Yes.
don't right. I think they're right. That's my point, I guess, is you're going to have to make that work. And I haven't seen much so far to indicate these guys think strategically or logistically.
And honestly, like if you're worried about, you know, like whether they'll obviously shoot us, but whether they will do mass shootings, I saw at one of the protests yesterday a submachine gun that was like a 9 or 10 millimeter. It had to be like an MP5 or some variant of that ICE agents were carrying. Like they were carrying like literal weapons of war.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, you know, I was making fun of them, you know, yesterday because they were all fucking fatter than I am. Like fucking, that's ridiculous. Like, I think I weigh like 280. Some of these guys had to have been like 330, 340, 350. Like they were fucking fat asses.
Gravy seals.
Yeah, definitely. You know, so I mean,
Well,
physicality may not be their strong suit, but
Yeah,
that's, you know, that's where, you know, the heavier firearms would come into play.
well, that's interesting because they also were losing their shit about that guy in the Midwest who was standing out guarding his neighborhood. I don't know if you saw the photo, the guy with the beard, and they were trying to get his name. He's like, no, I'm not sharing my name. But he had apparently a pretty high level automatic weapon. And he's like, I'm just guarding my neighborhood. That's all I'm doing. So, I mean, and he was on the left. So that's what freaked him out. Like, oh, wait a minute. The Second Amendment applies to everybody. So once again, once the shooting starts, there's a lot of long rifles out there on both sides.
And and frankly, you know, for people who, you know, maybe aren't able to legally purchase a firearm, and who are wanting to stay within the law, there are still weapons you can get that you can purchase that are just as lethal
Like
and
what?
you can use to protect yourself. There are certain like higher capacity and like more powerful air assault rifles.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a crossbow
Oh yeah.
with
sure.
with a 10 bolt clip.
What's that mean?
That means that I can
Rapidly.
just keep firing.
Yeah,
Wow.
Like as long as my arm has strength to recock, like I can keep firing.
Wow.
Like, and they are definitely deadly
Oh
because
yeah.
I have to use multiple sheets of plywood whenever I
Sure.
you know, target practice with it.
Right. And I'd like to see teams of people that are able to manipulate drones. Because maybe instead of having the protesters so close to these assholes, we could just follow them with drones and take their video that way. It'd be funny to see those fat asses try to SWAT in a drone and have like some kid and like it would
Well,
be
here's the thing with that. They have technology that can disable those drones.
Mhm.
not all of them. There's some
You
of them
you
that
can
work on certain
jam.
levels, and not all
You-
though. Certain ones work at different levels, so they don't all jam. Ukraine has ones that don't jam.
They have fiber optic ones.
The
Mhm.
fiber optic ones would be
You need cable and stuff.
ideal. Yeah.
There are some that they're developing over there. I don't know if they're here yet, but with AI, where they can go as far until they detect jamming, and then they just follow through on AI. This is striking a target. This is not following somebody around.
Right.
but-
Well,
Yeah.
let's work
Yeah.
on that technology.
yeah.
Right. That's the kind of
Let's
things
get some
that we
u-
need.
let's
Let's
get some
get some
ukes
ukes
over
in
here.
there. Well, we
They'll
know we got
figure
some
this
ukes
shit out.
over here. They got it.
We'll figure this shit
Call,
out.
call the homeland and see what we can
Yeah.
do. But that would probably be, that's off the top of my head, that's probably the smartest thing we can do right now, is to work on how to surveil these assholes without risking our life and
Yeah.
limb this way. So,
Yeah.
you know, Ring cameras are already been taken over by the
Yep. I saw that yesterday.
so it needs to be like another kind of Ring camera that
Mhm.
people can use to just have pointed at the street, and then we should be sharing all our information and stuff, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if something you were mentioning was worth printing. Remember the book you had mentioned where they talked about, what was it, people communicating during the revolution in one of the South American countries?
Yeah.
And they had bikes and radio kits on them, strapped
they
to them
did,
somehow.
Yeah.
So
Colombia or something.
Colombia, like learning from societies that didn't have internet, so that you can be like, what are the lessons learned that you can
Right.
say,
Right. They
this is
used
how
a
you
tandem
communicate.
bicycle because it was big enough.
Yeah.
And the back seat they constructed like they could move their own
For broadcasting news, right?
Yeah, broadcasting anything.
So you can
So
pick it
they
up
were-
on like local, like AM waves, I guess.
Or you can actually yeah, AM and shit. Yeah.
So that's
Apparently, there's a new device out there, a relatively new device out there. It's similar to like a walkie-talkie, but like the way it works is it like bounces from device to device, and then like so that it's not just like local, like like your normal.
oh, are they
walkie-talkie.
almost as like phones, like long distance phones kind of thing? Like they basically, you can talk from miles away. Is that
Yeah,
what
yeah,
you're
yeah,
talking about?
We had a-
yeah. And they're supposed to be fully encrypted.
Huh. Interesting.
We had them in radio for the for remotes.
But what are they?
And
Do
they
you
were
know what
like
they're?
in a
Yeah. Do you know what they're called?
it was in a pack.
I have to look it up.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, long-term.
I believe Amazon actually has them.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like a phone. It was big, and it was in a thing. You walkie and you talkie. Never gets old.
Rapid radios. No. Let's see.
Ah.
Two-way long range radios. Long range walkie talkies.
Yeah. So there's 2 people watching apparently. Is that just me and you?
I don't know.
If whoever's watching, hello, please. I'm sorry about everything in the world. If you have any ideas. We're
The Rapid could be it. Rapid radio.
Yeah, I've got some that are showing here. Their best long range walkie talkies, up to 35 miles for one of them.
Ooh,
5 to 7 day battery life. Interesting.
sounds good.
A few satellites or something.
Right. And then what else do nerds do? We get ham radio.
Ham
Ooh,
radio,
I've always
yeah,
wanted
yeah,
to do
yeah.
ham radio.
Woo!
Trains and ham radio, my secret obsessions.
Yeah, VHF and UHF radios.
Yeah,
That's not what.
the rapid ones are expensive, aren't they? $400 for a pair of them. Jesus.
They're not the ones that I'm talking about, though.
I don't know, man. It's just I think that the country would be in much more protest mode if we weren't all homebound because of 16 degrees and snow. That's my guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, as Steve and Corey research, I'll just continue.
That's
How about
Oh,
that?
it's called the Motorola or Motobro or Motorbo R7 and Hyteria.
R7. And what are they calling it? A walkie-talkie or a phone?
It's I think it's a walkie-talkie.
Personal communication device?
Motorola R7 walkie-talkie. $500. Jesus.
Cheapers.
Holy shit.
Freedom is expensive.
Got to go to work to afford one of these.
I've got to
fucking
work
things.
for the evil corporate overlords so I can afford the equipment I need to overthrow them.
To overthrow that. Just put that on your job application.
Yeah,
You'll be
yeah.
fine.
Seeking money to overthrow you. I'm really good at, being disruptive,
Really,
subversive.
it is. It's my superpower.
I'm so, yeah. My superpower. It's bullshit, my friends. It's just bullshit.
Anyway,
Anyways, yep.
ways of communicating.
We have to know what we're going to do. What
When
are we
shit
going to
goes
do?
down.
What are we going to do? What is our plan? Do we have a plan, Steve? Like, what if we look and there's ice coming into Gypsy Lane? What do we do? I just get out with my camera. That's the only thing I know to do.
That's all you got.
That's all I got.
We don't have any weapons right now.
And I might sing at them. I don't know why, but I like to sing when I protest. Like theme songs. It's hard to, I like to
Flintstones.
meet the. I found Gilligan's Island was really, and
Gilligan's
I
Island
used to
is
do
good.
this. I honestly did. We used to
And
sing
folks,
to
this is why whenever I'm out photographing, I have in my earbuds because I don't want to hear you singing.
But we would do the abortion clinics in Philadelphia, and we would sing at the protesters, and nothing
At the
like
pro-lifers.
the pro-lifers, yes. Well, they're protesting the fact that women have health care, and they were horrible, but yet sometimes if you were singing, you even broke through that anger that they had, and what would do it was Gilligan's Island theme song. They just was irresistible. They had to be like on a 3-hour tour. Like it's just too much. So they're angry for a while.
Even religious zealots.
Love
Gilligan's Island.
It's hard.
Theme
It's
song,
hard.
Yes.
Just sit right back and
And
you
then you
I
say
gotta
it.
sing it. So yeah.
Yeah, it may be better than what because I actually approached one of my AIs this morning, with the very question of, what do we do, to right the ship, because it's very clear, that if we're not on the precipice, we're over it.
Oh, we're over the reef.
We're definitely dangling, and like
in the
its
reef.
response was simply, to shore up, state and local elections, to make sure you vote in state and local elections, which fucking voting is how we fucking got here, unfortunately.
Yeah, it is. And voter suppression and
voter suppression,
that they were doing at
Yeah.
how many levels.
Yeah.
It's just so gross. It's just
then it went into shoring up sanctuary and civil rights ordinances at the local level, limit data sharing, strengthen local protections for protests, due process, non-discrimination, fund public defenders and legal aid. Then support institutions that are still fighting back. The courts, independent media and documentation. To be fair, I don't get paid anymore for that, so pay me, damn it. Not you guys. Somebody, anybody, pay me.
Yeah, right. Join the club.
Yeah, it's funny. I guess Parker hasn't come out and said anything so far, has she? It's only Krasner and Bilal
The sheriff, yeah.
who are out speaking against the ICE thing. I haven't heard a goddamn thing from this administration. Where are they?
No,
You
no,
heard anything?
no,
Amazing.
no.
Profile and courage.
The only thing that I've heard from her is on the slave exhibit.
And what'd she say about that?
That they're doing litigation and that they're
Pursuing.
Yeah.
in conversation with their federal partners.
Ah. So she's gonna turn over the voter rolls, basically. Is what's
Yeah, probably. Cross issue coalitions or coalitions, and this is kind of one of the areas where I think we really need to focus on, and I need to talk to my Jewish brothers and sisters out here, because I know a lot of you are feeling that you're not welcomed in these spaces. And right now, it doesn't matter whether they welcome you or not. Matter of fact, fuck them if they don't welcome you. And not fuck them as in like, fuck off and ignore it. No. Let them know, and let anybody else who questions that know that we don't need your permission. Mm-hmm. We don't care if you want us here or not. We're here. And we're going to fight for ourselves in this. We've always fought for everybody. We're fighting for ourselves now. And this administration, the things that are happening within this administration, these are things that have happened to us and that will happen to us again if we aren't standing up and we aren't demanding our place at the table. So I don't want to hear you guys' excuses.
Well, I think another thing we've said before, which is really bears repeating, is you're going to have to deal with imperfect allies. You're going to,
yes.
What Carney was saying the other day at Davos. He's like, you're going to have to find common ground. They may not agree with you on all the topics up and down the list. Now is not a time for purity tests. Find some common ground that you all agree on. Let's start with the fact that a fascist government is developing here. Let's start with that. We can settle the minor differences later, but the major ones, we're going to have to focus on those first.
Yep.
And that's that.
It is.
Here
we are.
Yeah. So anyway, I mean, we read occasionally some people, well, somebody in Germantown that often comes through and has this whole way of looking at things like, wait a minute, they don't agree with me the whole time on this and that and the other.
Violence is never the answer. Oh, right. Really?
Oh,
really?
Violence is always the answer.
Yeah. Have you heard of the Civil War?
Have you heard of anything? any uprising that,
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Violence is not always the
answer, but sometimes
it's not always the answer, but sometimes it is.
Sometimes the threat of violence can be the answer, and that's where the Black Panthers with the long rifles out.
That's it.
That carries a message.
Sometimes you just have to punch somebody in the face.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
it's true. And I guess that's it, right? You should have big weapons and have them out so they can see your hands and see that you're not brandishing them. Right. Because that that one that was in the holster was just
clearly was being brandished in its holster behind him. Yeah. Especially after the officer removed it from the holster and from this situation. That was the time to shoot.
Yep. A whole 3 seconds he was without his gun for 3 seconds. Yep.
And they shot him in the back. Get that, let that sink in. They shot him in the back.
As he was getting up, as he was trying to get up.
That is an execution.
What kind of sick motherfucker would do that?
And they said good job to each other.
Yeah, right. Well, you said it earlier on the call, this is the poster guy for Second Amendment rights.
Yeah.
And these guys, not only are they, I'm sure, pissed on the far right about him being disarmed from something he was legally carrying, but also he was trying to defend a woman. He was looking out for his community, all that shit. When these guys all get themselves off on, oh, I'm the defender of people and women and community and all that stuff. This is all a perfect distillation of those things.
Yeah.
Yep. And yet somehow white supremacists are still defending the cops.
I know.
That did this.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, and that's
Well,
the other thing that should be on every one of these posts is that
Oh, speaking.
remember all the countries that have troll farms on them. Remember all the shit that was coming over from other countries pretending to be Americans. So I
that's who you're
always
arguing with.
that should be
Very, very,
at
very
the
true.
top of
Very
every
true.
feed. Just beware of the trolls, everybody.
Very true. I wanted to mention something that I had found out this week also. Enrico Tario, the former head or maybe current head or some kind of, person within the Proud Boys is listed as an ICE agent.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I knew that.
As are a number of former, I guess, January, not former, because like they haven't been, like, they're not repentant of it,
No.
but January 6th, a number of January 6th rioters and organizers, I believe even from like some of the other militias
Mm-hmm.
that were involved, like I don't know if, I remember if they're called 1%ers or 3%ers.
3%ers.
Yeah, they're involved. Like a number of these people. These are the actual domestic terrorists.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's actually where the brown shirt thing really makes sense for me, because they were street gangs. They were political street gangs that were out fighting the leftists.
Yes.
Basically just pulled them in as thugs and goons to like do basically what's going on with Border Patrol and ICE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're right. We don't really need to reach overseas to find examples, because again, we taught the Germans. They learned from us.
Yeah. The wait, what's that?
Is it backwards? I think it's backwards. You can't see it, can you?
I can see it, and
Read it
it's
backward.
read it backwards. No, it's regular to me.
Right.
Okay.
Because I'm looking at it and it looks backwards on me. This is Fetterman's number, and I'm going to put up David McCormick's number, and it just goes to voicemail, and you can like shout all your anger at them. And I think the best part is Dave McCormick, who's really responsible for a lot of this bullshit because he votes with MAGA. But like, there are a lot of Second Amendment rights people that voted MAGA as well that are really, really pissed off at this. So you don't have to say who you voted for. You can just call his office and be like, yo, this is bullshit and you need to do something. You need to do something right now. And I know it's not a whole lot, but jamming a phone line actually does help.
It does, and like they do get the message. Same with the White House, they do get the message,
right? And it's not the same way like email just can go. They don't always check their email; they can just go. But when the phone line,
does anybody really check their email anymore that much?
I do, but I have to for work. But I'm just saying, like, you can actually. I think we should just jam their fucking phone lines. Is the least we can do, especially this guy. So it's 224. 6324, and that's Dave McCormick.
Big Mac.
Big Mac.
With a Big Mac. I don't know. I'm Irish. I can say that.
So there's viewers. Him, and then there's Fetterman.
This is high tech right here.
High tech.
This is real high tech right here.
So you call Dave McCormick, it's 202-224-6324, or you call Fetterman at 202-224-4254. We can even do it on the phone while we're on the line right now if you'd like to release your anger. But I think that's probably right now like the least we can do, being as we're all snowed in and we can't be hitting the streets. So, it takes 5 minutes to do a phone call, and you just say what you feel and you tell them, hey, I'm in 19129 or whatever your zip code is, and then you just give them help.
Yeah, and I like the other things too they mentioned, like Corey, earlier you were talking about organizing sort of laterally in your neighborhoods, and that's involves, for instance, if you're involved in wildlife rescue, if you want to get into wildlife rescue, or if you're into town watch, whatever your thing is, if you're into gardening, and not now this time of the season, but if you're into something like that, those are the groups you want to sort of connect with and make sure you're building those bonds, or at least strengthening those bonds and being in
You should be trying to strengthen the bonds with all of your neighbors. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not a people person, but I have made it a huge effort, really a huge effort for me,
Mhm.
to make sure that I go out, and talk to all my neighbors, not all at once, obviously,
Yeah.
but one on one,
Uh-huh.
I go hang out, for a few each, day, if I see my neighbors when I'm on the way to get John, we, sit and talk. I make sure that I have extra time, to be able to do that,
Sure, yeah.
you know, not just, for, the sake of like, moments like this where, folks are snowed in and,
Mhm.
stuff like that, but also, so that they know, like, if they need help,
Yeah.
they can reach out.
Right.
And their neighbors
Mhm.
that are young and spry enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
In my case, because all of my neighbors are old, except for like my next door neighbors
Mhm.
and like some of the kids on the block. But
Yeah.
they can reach out and we'll help dig them out of snow. We'll fucking help with ordering groceries, or getting their internet running, or well, I don't do plumbing or electrician stuff, but I know one, so I can help them with that.
Oh yeah.
Repairs on the house.
Yeah, definitely doing that. Absolutely. And the reason I was mentioning a common group, or a group that is of interest to you that you might want to join, whatever your interests are, gives you an extra bonus. Like
Yeah.
for me, I'm
Yeah,
not somebody who walks up to people and just says, "Hey, how you doing?" Because I feel like I'm kind of a little awkward like that. I'm like,
I
well,
don't like it either, but these are my neighbors, so
absolutely. I'm not saying, I'm not devaluing it. I'm saying that's absolutely something you should do. But I'm also saying that
It's
if you're somebody,
easier if you
if
have
I'm
an
going to a book
in.
club, I want to
It's
talk
easier
about
with
this
an in.
book, and you have something to all come together
And
and
it
do.
and I think
Yeah.
it's important to know
Yeah.
that it doesn't have to be, these things don't have to come out of designated emergency crisis management. It can
Yeah. Yeah.
grow out of
no, yeah,
birds or
and it should, and
firefighters
it,
or anything. I mean, that's
yeah,
really the way it works the best. It's when it's organic like that. I see you
yeah,
gardening. Let me help. Or we loaned what's his face a
A
shovel
shovel
today.
today. Yeah.
Hey, you need an
Yeah.
extra shovel. Here, let me help you out. I have some extra ice. Be open to connections wherever they are, and every one of those helps support a healthier community.
Yep. And
absolutely.
other thing that was interesting is not only was the shovel thing today where I was able to talk with a neighbor, but there was another guy who I noticed right next to me as I was shoveling, and he solved a bit of a mystery in our community. There was a car that sort of ran into a number of other cars in the
Yeah,
parking lot,
Oh
and we're like,
no,
how did this even happen? Like there was tire marks up on a
it's
lawn.
amazing.
We're like, what the fuck happened? Like,
that person was clearly drunk.
Oh my God,
drunk
it
or
was,
medical issue, and I found out it was medical issue.
was it?
And I
Oh,
found out the guy lived in like the 200 section of our thing. He was an older gentleman. He fucking panicked and he hit the accelerator and he should have hit the brake, and the car went backwards and smashed into this and went over there. So it was interesting to know, like, okay, this is a guy in our community who wasn't being malicious. It wasn't just some kids who were out joyriding or any other thing you want to draw negative from it. And it gave some information about somebody who lives in the community that I didn't know about. So that was, again, that becomes something where that can be useful information later. And you're just,
I wonder if I'm turning into Danny,
Yeah.
with my negative Nanciness there,
well,
because
no,
I immediately went to drunk.
I thought drunk too, because yeah, I've got family members. I've got experience with exciting maneuvers while people are drinking. And that sounded to me immediately is what I thought. Like it's got to be drinking. And then the medical condition came up second, but that's what it turned out to be.
The medical condition didn't even like enter my brain. It was drunk because I was a 20 something and I know what it's like to park on a lawn
But that's also
or the courthouse steps.
Oh shit.
But that's to your point of getting to know your neighbors.
Yes.
You find out something about information about what's actually happening.
Yeah, you ram into their house.
No,
No,
but
no, no.
talking, but yeah.
That's how you get to know your
You
neighbors.
definitely meet them.
I
Yeah.
don't think that's a good way to recognize.
You know, thank you guys for making this a little bit fun today, because I was really upset because I had actually earlier in the week had planned to talk about the Josh Shapiro thing when he was in consideration for the vice president.
Yeah.
And like I was gonna make fun of that like to no end. And then like I felt like that had gotten ruined. And I felt like my birthday was ruined because I couldn't make fun of Josh Shapiro or Kamala Harris
Right. Aw.
for asking if he was Mossad.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I thought we had found who Helicopter was, and you know,
Helicopter. I remember that. I remember helicopter.
and apparently, you know, we that had to get ditched for far more serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, far more serious.
Yeah. So I'm gonna head out at 5 o'clock to do some more shoveling. I'm sure we'll see what that snow looks like when it comes again.
Yeah, I just heard the pack venture back in upstairs.
Oh,
Ah.
I'm sure they have some interesting reporting.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah, maybe if the ice laid that down deeply enough, you could really get your speed going.
Very true. They weren't going to the bowl this time though, which is sad because that's where you get some real speed.
I don't know much about that.
They were going up to the park on that like the edge of the woods
Okay.
up here or down here where they usually go fishing and like rock hunting and whatnot.
Right.
So
The hills aren't as steep though.
no, not nearly as steep. Not nearly as steep.
Yeah, you want the run.
I was wondering it would be I think a little more dangerous, but there might not be any traffic out. I think it would be fun. Would have been more fun. If they went up by the school, like because the route for up down from the school, it's got a little bit of a incline to it. You know, in one of the directions. I think it's towards the school though.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that would have been fun if there's no traffic.
Because
Now
it
the
runs
risk-
down into a street at the
Sledding
end,
on a
right?
Yeah.
Sledding on a nice icy street is really great. You
Yeah,
can
if
go
you can do it.
very far.
I
We
thought
used
you
to
were-
have that in our neighborhood. It was a good time.
I thought you were going to suggest bumper hopping.
No, he's a Florida man, so. Oh, that's so funny.
So all right, well.
All right. Well, no, thank you too.
yeah,
You
thank you.
helped.
We
I
appreciate
was
it.
feeling just as overwhelmed and so I didn't even think we were going to do it today because I was so upset and just like.
I was wondering the same thing, and I was like, I really hope that they do, you know, end up doing it because we need to talk about it and people, you know,
Community too.
yeah,
Yeah, you're my
and-
community. You're far away,
and-
but you're still my community.
you know, and whether you know we have a lot of you know people, like even if we get to like one person, and you know we're able to impact that one person,
Yep.
you know, I think we're doing a good thing.
And
Yeah.
hey, we've left some breadcrumbs here. So if someone finds us and sees where, you know, we've been doing this for a while. So, you know, jump on, come on in. And, oh, by the way,
I promise you, I say more outrageous shit sometimes.
you do. Oh, by the way, I reached out to the people in where's that county? The guy that keeps writing to us from the veteran who got lynched.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. They won't write back. So I tried to get them. I thought it'd be fun to come on the show, whatever, to talk to us here so we could talk to them. But
Yeah, that would be great if they could do that.
try.
like-
So we'll see. I'll try again. Several
It
people
seems like
are
a
writing.
couple different people reach
so-
out and they don't seem to be checking in with each other.
No, so I'll
yeah.
try sending it to a different one, and maybe it would be fun. It'd be good to have a conversation that builds on some sort of community and also doesn't keep spinning or circling this drain that we're circling. Maybe.
Yeah.
It's just
There's only so much you can do, right?
That's true.
And local is the best place to start.
Yeah. So maybe that'll be a thing we can build
Yeah,
with. So
yeah.
On that note.
Alrighty.
Thank you. Cool.
On that note, thanks for another week of fake ass news in a fake ass state in
Fake
a
ass democracy.
fake
And
in
birds
a
aren't
fake
real.
ass democracy.
I know,
Just
right?
remember, birds aren't real.
Birds are not real. And happy birthday to Corey.
Yeah, happy belated.
Happy birthday.
I forgot about that meme.
They're not. All right.